In today's lesson, we are going to talk about slope. We're going to identify the 4 different types of slopes, calculate the slope between 2 points using the slope formula, and calculate the slope of a line from a graph. So let's first talk about what is slope. The slope of a line is the measure of its steepness and the direction. The steepness means that a higher slope number means the line is steeper, so think of a hill that is hard to walk up. A lower slope number means it is flatter, so a hill that is easy to walk up. Example number 2. So we have x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm going to write my slope formula so I see it. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. My y2 this time is negative 1 minus positive 1. My x2 is negative 3 and then minus a negative 9. So notice the subtraction symbol is different from the negative symbol with the number. Now let's actually go ahead and subtract these. If I do negative 1 minus 1, I get negative 2. If I do negative 3 minus negative 9, these negatives cancel out, and I wind up getting positive 6. Now these are both divisible by 2, so I am going to divide them, and I get negative 1 over 3. So this is a negative slope, and because it's a negative, that means it's going to go downhill. All right, this is a third example. We have x1, y1, we have x2, y2. So the slope formula again is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we'll have m equals 4 minus 4 over 2 minus 5. It's going to be 0 over negative 3. Now here's the thing. You need to type this in your calculator and see what you get. You get 0. So if you get 0, that means that you have a 0 slope, so it's a flat horizontal line. Example 4, again, we'll label it x1, y1, x2, y2. Our slope formula for the fourth time is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to have 2 minus 4 over 3 minus 3. We'll get negative 2 on top and 0 on the bottom. You have to type this into your calculator. Don't just see the 0 and say, oh, it must be 0. If you type this into your calculator, you are going to get an error. Now, that's not your answer, but that tells us that our slope is undefined. And then that tells us that we have a vertical line. Okay, so let's look about finding a slope if you're actually given a line instead of 2 points. So one thing I have up here on the right is that we're going to count rise over run. The rise means that if you're going up, that's positive. If you're going down, that's negative. If you count to the right on the bottom, that's positive. Or if you count to the left, that's negative. So there are 2 ways that you can find these. You can count rise over run, or you can use the slope formula. I'm going to show you both ways, and then you can decide. If I do the counting, I'm going to start at a point. And first I'm going to count up or down. So if I'm here, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. I went up 6. So that tells me that that's positive 6. So I'm going to have up 6 over. I'm here now. I go 1, 2, 3 spaces. So I went right 3. So right 3. Now those movements are both positive. So I have 6 divided by 3, which is going to be 2. It's a positive slope, which makes sense because if you notice, our line's going uphill, so it should be positive. In the second example, you have to find 2 points. So like this is a very clear intersection point, and so is this one. If I start here, I'm going to count down 1. So if I go down 1, right, that's my first thing, down 1, that's a negative direction. Now I'm here, I count 1, 2, 3. Now I went to the right, so I went right 3. So I have that. Now let's talk about what that is. If I go down 1, that tells me it's a negative 1. If I go right 3, that's positive. Can't reduce it at all, so this is my slope. This is a negative slope, which makes sense because my line is going downhill. Now let's just take a look on how I could do this with the formula. So this point right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So this point is 4, 3. And then this point here is 1, negative 3. So let's go ahead and look at using those 2 points to find the slope with the formula. All right, so we would have x1, y1, x2, y2. I would have m equals negative 3 minus 3 divided by 1 minus 4, negative 6 divided by negative 3, which is a positive 2. Notice that we get the same exact answer, which we should. One is we just counted on the graph, one is we used the formula. Let's do the second one so I can show you a second time that it works. These points up here, this point is 1, 4, and then this point would be 4, 3. So if we label this x1, y1, x2, y2, we would have m equals 3 minus 4 over 4 minus 3. You get negative 1 over positive 3. That's it. Notice, same thing, negative 1/3, negative 1/3.